What's going on, guys? Welcome to another stimulus update, and welcome to your third stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and news report for Monday, March 15th. So yes, stimulus checks are coming out. Many people are excited about this. Democrats will be using this week to celebrate with the American people the passing of this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. They say Republicans didn't have anything to do with this bill, yet there are reports that are coming out saying that the Trump administration had about $1 trillion sitting in a rainy day fund that was used to send out these stimulus checks and to pass this $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. So, the weird thing about this is Democrats are saying Republicans had nothing to do with this bill, yet Republicans haven't come out and said, well, our former president, Donald Trump, he had this money sitting in a rainy day fund, and this isn't just according to multiple, different reports. Even Steve Mnuchin said this exact same thing, that yes, they were anticipating to use this money at some point for another stimulus package, but obviously that's not the way things worked. What we do know, the Trump administration amassed this roughly $1 trillion for a rainy day fund because they knew there was going to be another time when they needed to provide more stimulus to the economy. So, even though some people said that former President Donald Trump did a horrible job with getting the people back to work, the economy back open, now reports are coming out saying that he actually had a plan, but the time kind of ran short because President Biden was elected and not former President Donald Trump for a second term. So, because of all this, right now, this bill that everyone was saying, oh, it's very expensive, it's $1.9 trillion. I even said the same thing, that economists are saying we only need $700 billion. But then we come out and we pass a $1.9 trillion stimulus package. That seemed a little expensive, but now it all seems like it's kind of falling into place. They passed a $1.9 trillion package, but $1 trillion was already sitting there to be used, so it was technically only a $900 billion bill in new money. So, the economists were fairly close. They were saying we need about $700 billion, and the Biden administration passed about $900 billion, so an additional $200 billion more than what we needed, because the other $1 trillion was money that was already spent. So, even though some are saying that we are spending money like no other, others say that no, as long as we are frugal with the money and we spend where it is needed the most, we will do just fine. Now, what does all this have to do with our $1,400 stimulus checks, our $300 per week unemployment benefits, or those $3,000 and $3,600 child tax credits, as well as other stimulus? Well, here's what we know. Right now, being that the stimulus checks are already being sent out, the unemployment benefits will be paid out very soon, and the child tax credits, those will be coming in the next few months. There's not really a lot going on in this $1.9 trillion bill that is being affected, or we are really being affected by. But this does mean it opens up the door to President Biden's Build Back Better plan leading in the future. We could see a huge bill because technically we didn't spend $1.9 trillion. We only spent $900 billion. The other $1 trillion came from the Trump administration. Now I'm going to touch on President Biden's Build Back Better plan in just a minute. But first, let's address why some of you have not yet received your $1,400 stimulus checks. And then I want to address the $2,000 per month push by not only progressives, but some Democrats as well. So here's what we know regarding the $1,400 stimulus checks. If you are getting a paper check, these will be sent out on March 22nd. So if you normally got a paper check, do not worry if your check is not in your mailbox or you have not received a direct deposit. And I received many questions just yesterday alone where people were wondering, well, I normally receive a paper check, but how come it's not showing anything in my bank account? Well, if you normally get a paper check, it won't show in your bank account until you deposit that paper check. So people are just a little frustrated, and I get it. Some people aren't just thinking very clearly at this point because everyone's posting, hey, I got my check, buying this, I'm buying that, I can go and pay off this, and that's great. But just understand, you have to be patient. This bill, it only passed 4 days ago. Passed on Thursday. Okay, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days ago. And people are already receiving and spending their stimulus checks. I get it. Just be patient. Now, if you're getting a prepaid debit card, just understand the IRS will not load up the debit card that you already have. They will not do that because there's been a lot of prepaid debit cards that have been stolen or lost. So because of that, the IRS will be sending out a new prepaid debit card. These will start coming out on March 29th. Now, I know you don't want to wait an additional 2 weeks to get this prepaid debit card, even a little bit longer than that, because we still have to wait on the United States Postal Service, but they will come and you will get the money. Now, again, the IRS does not want you calling their phone number for just whatever reason. If you are missing money, okay, just wait. Okay, I just want to be 100% clear. Just wait. Okay, I did speak with a couple people from the IRS stating this is the exact same information I'm giving you. That if, let's say you got a direct deposit for, let's say yourself and your spouse, but you're missing your adult dependent, right? Maybe your parents. If you're missing your parents, don't worry. Maybe it's not going to come on direct deposit. They might split it up and do a prepaid debit card for your parents, and you and your spouse are going to get the direct deposit. So, and I've been hearing this a lot. Hey, I didn't get all my money. Why? Honestly, I don't know why. The IRS is they're still working. You don't want the IRS answering a bunch of the media's questions, because if they do that, they're spending more time answering questions than dealing with the exact problems of send out the money as quickly as possible. So that's kind of what we're hearing right now. As to maybe you have direct deposit, but your account is, the money is still pending or hasn't even shown up yet. Here's what we know. According to multiple reports and according to statements from both of these banks, Wells Fargo and JP Morgan Chase will be issuing these payments on Wednesday. That will be Wednesday at the earliest. So just because you get direct deposit does not mean the money is automatically just there. These banks still have to wait to receive the funds. And right now, Wells Fargo and JP Morgan Chase, they say Wednesday at the earliest is when you will receive your money. So this is, at least according to these banks. Some banks are also putting out statements. These are the two bigger ones, so I just wanted to touch on that really quick. One thing that you do need to keep in mind, though, is right now, if you're not paid the full amount by the IRS, or as far as how much you say you're supposed to be owed, sometimes there are glitches, sometimes there are errors. The IRS will fix these, okay? But if you are not paid your stimulus checks, chances are the Biden administration is going to jump in, just like they did the last time, and they're going to instruct the IRS to keep sending out payments and go and find those people that are owed money. Now, if you don't get your money by whatever the cutoff date is, and I don't think they have one yet, but if you don't get your money by the cutoff date, the Biden administration will most likely jump in and instruct the IRS to go and do a little bit more. And then after that, if you still don't receive your funds, whether it's through a direct deposit, paper check, or a prepaid debit card, the IRS has said that you can get your money, and you will get all of your money, but you will have to wait until you file your 2021 taxes, and this will be in 1 year, so in 2022. So just know you will get your money, just hopefully you don't have to wait. Now, I know a lot of people are worried that they won't get their stimulus check, but keep in mind the bill was just signed, all right? And just be patient. I know it's difficult, but just be patient. Again, don't call the IRS for just whatever reason, okay? Give it time. The IRS is they are very busy. They're dealing with stimulus checks. They're dealing with the 2019 tax returns, and obviously they got 2020 tax returns. And then on top of that, they have to figure out this child tax credit benefit as well. So there's a lot going on there. Now, I know some people are still worried that these benefits could be paid out to them or when, but some say that they have been missed multiple times before. And this is one of the reasons why they are so worried, is they think that people are just skipping over them. Well, this is not true. And this is actually why we're seeing a big push from progressives trying to get some type of authority to look over the people that are missed, to look over the people that don't know they have a stimulus check coming, that they don't know they have benefits in these different areas, or they can get assistance. And right now what we're seeing is progressives are actually pushing for something called the Emergency First Responder Corps. Now, this group would be responsible for making sure everybody knows about the benefits that are available to them. And I've been saying this for about a week, is that I think the biggest issue with our government right now, and even in the past, was there's all these benefits available to us. If you didn't know this, you can actually go to the government and you can get a grant to buy a house, and then you can rent it out to low-income families. Did you know that? They will give you the funding to go and buy a house as long as you rent it out to low-income families. Now, most people don't realize that. You can also get a grant to fix up your home. You can get a grant to go to certain places on vacation. Did you know that? Most people did not realize that, but it's there. And most people don't realize this because nobody tells you. Nobody ever tells you. So, this is what this group would be responsible for. Not telling you to go, hey, go buy this house, fix it up, and then you just rent it out to low-income families, and we'll give you this money for free. They're not going to tell you that. This group, they're going to go out there and try to seek out individuals that can't leave their homes for whatever reason. They don't realize that they do qualify for benefits based off their income or based off of qualifying for other programs. And so this group would actually help by going to help out those different people, those groups of people, different communities, people in areas outside the city, that they don't realize this stuff is there for them. Now, House Democrat Rashida Tlaib is one of the ones pushing for this, but she's also one of the ones that is pushing for the $2,000 per month stimulus check. This is Rashida Tlaib and Pramila Jayapal. They both introduced this. This is called the ABC Act, and they introduced this back in 2020. This ABC Act, or also called the Automated Boost to Communities Act, this would provide $2,000 per month to every eligible individual during the payment period. What is the payment period? The payment period is any time that we are in a state of emergency, which is pretty much what we've been in for the past year. Now, some expect we will still be in this state of emergency, most likely for all of 2021. And then, if this is the case, so all of 2021, we would get a $2,000 stimulus check to every single eligible individual. And then after that, we get $1,000 per month for every single individual for 1 year after the payment period ends. So this would be all of 2022. Now, this also includes any dependents as well. I believe this is adult dependents included. This also includes anybody with an ITIN number, prisoners, people like that. So one thing I can tell you is, let's say you have a family of 4, you, your spouse, and your 2 children. You would receive $8,000 per month during this payment period, and then it would go down to $4,000 per month for the next year. This is what a lot of people are discussing. A lot of people believe that right now we need to look at some form of universal basic income to kind of narrow that wealth gap. And that's a big issue. But we have a lot of people that are pushing back against that. President Biden doesn't believe that, I don't know if he really doesn't believe that universal basic income wouldn't help, but he does believe that that money could be better spent elsewhere. And right now he wants to spend that on infrastructure. But we do know that 11 Senate Democrats are pushing President Biden for recurring stimulus checks as well as other things. Many Democrats are saying that the $1,400 stimulus checks are great. They help out a lot of people. These are survival checks, but they will not go far. Some are saying that the American people are not stupid. And I hope they're right? We aren't dumb. But they say the American people aren't stupid. They will not spend these $1,400 stimulus checks because they can't count on another stimulus check soon after. And this is what I've been saying for months, that unemployment benefits go further because people can rely on an unemployment check every single week. It may not be for a lot. It may not be for $1,400, but if they get, let's say, $300 per week, and then let's say get $150, or we'll just say $200 per week from their state, $300 from the government, $500 per week, $2,000 per month, that goes really far, because it's not just the monthly payment, it's consistent. Every single week they can count on this money. And so because of that, they're more likely to spend it. And this is why Democrats say that providing recurring stimulus checks is the only way to get out of this crisis that we are currently in. And they say this could be paid for not by the American people, but by raising taxes on larger corporations and high income earners. They do not want to touch the income tax for lower income earners and medium income families. They want to keep it as it is, if not lower it, and then increase taxes for high income earners and larger corporations. So, most likely Republicans will push back on that, but we will see. President Biden is open to raising taxes, and this is one of the ways that he is reportedly looking at paying for his Build Back Better plan. As to who gets affected and by how much, that is something that we will have to wait and see. What I can tell you is increasing taxes is definitely on the table. This is something that he has addressed multiple times. This is something that Nancy Pelosi tried to shy away from when she was asked this yesterday, but she did say they are looking at all avenues. But remember, this bill not only needs to pass through the House, it has to pass through the Senate. And in the Senate, this is where they're going to have issues. They will not have any Republicans support a bill that is going to increase taxes for large corporations and most likely get rid of former President Trump's tax cuts as well. We do know that Senator Joe Manchin will not support another budget reconciliation, and he wants to see Republicans get some type of voice in this negotiation. If it doesn't happen, he will not support the bill. So we need 10 Republicans on board, or there needs to be some type of a push from President Biden and Democrats to get Republicans on board, at least somewhat, get them talking, get their voices heard, so that we have some type of a minority input into this bill. And technically right now, the Republicans are minority. So we will see what happens there. But right now, what I can tell you is that there's going to be a big push. We're going to see a lot of different proposals. The ABC Act is going to be thrown in there. I guarantee it's going to be thrown in there. We're going to have student loan forgiveness. A bill is going to be thrown in, the infrastructure bill there. We know there's going to be something for a $15 minimum wage. Senator Bernie Sanders has been advocating on this for months, for years really, but he's saying that this will be in there. It will be at least $15 per hour, and that will be a good livable wage. So we are expecting $15 per hour, but we could also see the Democrats come back and say, no, we want to see $18 per hour. And that would be something that would be even better for low income families or the people that are working for a minimum wage at $7.25 per hour. But at the same time, even though Democrats come out and say, let's say we're going to do $18 an hour, then Republicans are like, no, we want 12. They could ultimately settle on 15. So there's going to be some politics here, and I will try to bring you any updates that I can. Just understand there's two different sides, Republicans, Democrats, we got progressives, we got President Biden. Okay, so we got more than two sides, but we will see what happens. So in other news, people in Miami Beach, Florida are getting arrested because they are breaking COVID protocols for spring break. Many people are also looking to travel to Las Vegas, Nevada, to spend their spring break down there. Experts are currently worried that right now this is going to cause another spike in COVID cases, and health experts say we are not out of the woods just yet, so remain calm, remain safe, try to social distance, continue to wear a mask. And many businesses in Texas this past weekend was their first weekend that they've been fully open without any mandates. So because of that, some are saying that no, even though the state didn't require a mask mandate, they still asked their customers, whether it's in a restaurant or a store, if you could wear a mask, great. If not, do not worry. Many customers said they felt very safe. Some didn't wear a mask and they still felt safe. Others were wearing a mask and felt like they were not being judged. So that is a good thing. Right now, a mask does not make you a bad person. It just makes you, aware of the people around you. Maybe you're not just protecting yourself, but you are protecting other people. Maybe you have a little bit of a cough. Great, wear a mask. So that is currently what we know. And right now, there's a lot of different changes going on. Even Goldman Sachs, they released a statement this morning They are predicting the U.S. economy will grow by 8% this year, and the jobless rate will be about 3.5% in 2022. That is actually really good. So that's currently what we know, but as always, as I know more, I promise I will share more. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.